Hello guys, today we are filming a very interesting video. I got an idea when I was filming the previous video about tips for cheap travel. If you don't know which one I'm talking about, you can enjoy it here. But anyway, when I thought about different tips and advice that I use for my personal travel, I actually realized that I have the whole folder in my phone with all the useful apps that I use all the time. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the apps that I use for my travel, and I'm going to rank them from least to most useful. So stay till the end because the last one is the most essential for your travel. I have the phone in my arms and you actually can see my folder. It's even called travel. I know I'm basic.
You're basic.
We actually started strong with couch surfing. I literally can't praise this app enough. I think it's one of the most useful apps for cheap travel that actually exist. If you don't know about couch surfing, it's basically the app or a community of people that like to travel and like to host people. So you actually can stay at someone else's house or you can host people from other countries or cities. I was actually 16 when I found out about it, and I was dreaming about just going somewhere and sleep at someone else's house, but of course at 16 you don't think about all the risk and all the danger that comes with it. So my first couch surfing experience was when I was 18. Good enough. And despite the fact that all my experiences were actually great, I can't say that there are no risks. It's a great community, very warm, very kind, but you need to understand that there are some freaks, there are some not really great people, as everywhere in the world. So you need to be mindful. If you want to use it, you need to know how to think critically. One of my personal advice is to arrange a video call, because when you can see the person, you can hint on some clues in their behavior. You can see how the person talks. I don't know. In my experience, it helps me to understand how normal a person is. I don't know if it's correct to say that, but it's reality. You need to understand that this person is normal, that you can have a conversation with him or her, that you will be okay staying with them. So despite all my love for couchsurfing app and despite how often I use it, it's basically for almost every trip that I take. But I think I'm going to put it in the B tier because of the risks and because it's not so easy to find a host. Usually you need to do a lot of work, you need to write a lot, you need to evaluate a lot of profiles, and it is possible that your dates won't be comfortable with anyone and you end up booking a hotel anyway. So B tier it is. Let's move on. The next two apps I want to put in one group because they're basically doing the same thing. It's again about accommodation and it's Airbnb and Booking. If I need to choose between these two, I would definitely choose Booking. I used Airbnb only once in my life, and yeah, it was a great experience, but I think it's overrated and it's pricey. Now it doesn't really fit into cheap travel category, and in this case, Booking gives you just more variety. You have a greater range of different accommodation that you can choose from. I really love this certain feature when you can basically put it from the lowest to highest. It's my favorite. Or sometimes I put it from the highest to lowest to just see what I basically can't afford. One of the tips that I'd like to give you about using Booking is that when you basically choose your destination where you want to go, if you already know some sites or some places where you really want to visit or really want to live near, you can enter not the place, not the town, but a specific address, and it will help you find something closer to this location. It can be very helpful when you kind of thinking about an itinerary, when you need to be, and when you get to choose your location, you get to save a little bit later on the transport. So I think it's a good feature. Again, I prefer couchsurfing anyway, but it's a strong B tier if you are not okay sleeping with strangers and you have some extra money. Use Booking, and Airbnb goes to C because I don't think that is good enough. I don't think that you can find as cheap options there, and especially if you're not from Europe, you're going to see some huge fees. So B tier and C tier. I think the next app is not so obvious and I adore it. I don't think that it as useful as the others, but it gives me so much pleasure. So this app is called Google Earth. It's not doing much for you actually, but what I like to do is to open the Google Earth, and then I will just look at the planet And I will try to see what other options in terms of countries I can see and where I can go. I like to see the countries near my country because it's usually cheaper to get there. And sometimes it's really helpful to see all the countries on the map and not on the flat map. I don't really like those, but the planet gives me more precision, I guess, and it's just more satisfying to build your itinerary if you're going from one country to another using the real planet and okay, I'm going there, then I'm going there. I guess it adds so much fun in the process, especially there are some small countries that you can't forget about, but when you see them on a map, you see how close or how far from you they are. You can also leave multiple notes here, but I don't know why I use my notes for traveling in the regular Google Maps app, but I love Google Earth for this feeling that, oh, I can see all the countries and I can choose my next destination. I don't know, it's just so fun. So I guess it's not so useful, but it gives me so much fun. So I will put it into C tier. You don't have to use it, but if you open it, I think you can play with it and it can help you to see the world as it is, because the world is not flat. We are getting stronger and going from the accommodation and planning to the transportation. It's BlaBlaCar and Flixbus. With Flixbus, I have an interesting story because even though it's one of the cheapest bus companies in Europe, sometimes they have higher prices. So you still need to check everything. You still need to do your research. But I have Flixbus app. It's just because I use it so often. It's much easier to just show your ticket from there. A couple of years ago they had this thing when they did discounts, so I would just book my tickets from another number and another email and I would get a discount, but I don't think that they have this anymore. But what I loved in Germany is their Flix train feature. These were really much cheaper than regular trains, so it works only in Australia, Germany, Netherlands and Switzerland. So if you're visiting these countries, keep in mind that Flix train can be much cheaper than the regular train, especially in Germany. And with BlaBlaCar, I heard so much praise of this app, how cool it is. BlaBlaCar, it's an app that allows you to share your rides with strangers. I guess I just love communicating with strangers in my travel. You enter your location, your destination, and you just look for the people that can give you a ride for a medium to small price. In theory, sounds really cool, but in reality, I didn't find it really useful. I didn't feel as safe using it, and actually the one and only time I tried to use it, the driver canceled on me, so I don't think that it was a good experience. I'm gonna put it into D tier, not because I hate it, just because I didn't get to experience it so much and I really didn't feel safe. But keep in mind for the future that it exists. Sometimes you need to keep your options open, and if you know that you have this extra option, it can actually help you one day. So I'm not deleting the app, but it is D tier for me. Continuing with the transportation, you can see how 3 apps that help me fly. It's Wizz Air app, Ryanair app, and Skyscanner. They are not doing the same thing, but the Skyscanner is the app that I use the most. As I told in the previous video, I use it to find cheap flights. I find useful using the option to explore everywhere. So you need to choose your home airport where you want to fly from. And after that, you can see basically the price for every single city and country that you can visit from this airport. You can arrange them from the least expensive to the most expensive. There were countless times where I would just open the Skyscanner and I would just blindly pick a destination based on the price. I guess it's a fun way to keep you in a budget because you can see the cheapest option, and if you don't really care where to go, you just want to travel and have new experiences, I think it would be the best for you. I think that they are updating maybe twice a day, and if you've bought a flight ticket in your life, that you know that sometimes as you register, the price can be changing and at the end you end up paying the higher price. Under the flight that you want to buy, you can find different sites where you actually can purchase it. You can see the difference in price. Obviously, I think you'd want to choose the cheapest price, but actually you need to go to the site and actually check the price because sometimes it can be 15-20% higher. And the last thing that I want to say, that always check the flexible days. As I said in the previous video, if you're flexible, you can save more money. So for me, Skyscanner is going to S tier because I think it's essential. You really need to be very picky with your flights because it can end up costing you a lot of money. And if talking about Wizz Air and Ryanair, I don't really see the difference. They are equally good for me, and I only have these apps because they usually have the cheapest flights, so that means that I use it really often. But about Ryanair, I actually wanted to tell you a personal story about how I paid a lot of money one time because I was straight up stupid. You need to understand, when you book with Ryanair or Wizz Air or other cheap budget airlines, why are they so cheap? Because they actually pass a lot of services that you get in other airlines onto you. So some things and services that exist in other airlines, they are for additional cost or they just don't exist at all. And one of these things is registration. The airline won't register you to the flight. You need to do it yourself within 24 hours before the flight. And I was actually trying to do a life hack when I wanted to get a window seat, because there's a thing, when you automatically get your seat, you automatically get the middle seat because it's the worst seat you can get, and it's more likely that you want to change it, so they end up making more money. It's business. But when you wait and all the middle seats are already assigned to other people, you can actually randomly get aisle seat or window seat, which is inherently better. But I didn't actually read the fine print that you need to register within, I guess, 2 hours before the flight. So if you're going to attempt this, I beg you to read fine print and to find out when exactly the registration finishes, because I was waiting so long when I was in Greece and I end up just missing the deadline. And I was just running to their Ryanair line in the airport, and I would beg to register me, and I guess it was like 50 euros per person. There were 2 of us, and it ended up costing us more than our round trip tickets, which is crazy, but it's my stupidity. I paid for it, but I now learned this lesson and I always register within the time limit, and I always tell my friends and family to please read the fine print. You need to know the deadline. So yeah, that's my small story about Ryanair. It was my fault, but again, you need to be smarter. You need to be smarter than me. Just because of my biased opinion, I put Ryanair and Wizz Air in B, or actually C. It's nothing special about it, it's just the app that you need. Yeah, there's nothing special, so I think it's C. I can't believe we got through all of the apps, and now we're getting to my all-time favorite app. It's Too Good To Go. If you know me in real life, you know that I cannot stop talking about it. I love this app because it just combines all the things I love. I love to take care of the planet as much as I can. I love to save money, and I love food. What more I can ask for? If you don't know Too Good To Go, it's an app that helps you to save and to help the planet. Large amount of foods are being thrown every day by restaurants, businesses, supermarkets, and this app helps you to just buy all this food that they were gonna waste and to eat it and save and be grateful that this app exists. So how this works and why I choose it for travel. When you go to some country, it's one of the things that you need to figure out is what I'm going to eat. And when you go to the city and it's all very expensive and you just want to not feel hungry and you don't want to spend a fortune, this is the app that will give you the solution. Let's choose Paris. Let's pretend that we are in Paris right now. Sorry, I got distracted. This is just my favorite app. Here, when you've chosen your location, you can see all the options that are there for you for today, for tomorrow. You can find businesses near the location where you are. So if you're planning to be near Eiffel Tower, you can find something there. And here you can see the prices, which are just amazing. I've saved so much money eating straight up all my food for the day using this app. I don't think that there is a cheaper way to eat while you travel, but also it gives me so much pride. It's so rewarding to know that this food would have been just out there on the landfill and now it's in my stomach and I'm very happy. In your profile, you can see how much money you saved, how much carbon print you've avoided. So yeah, for me, it's right now about 11,960 phone charges. And if you think about the expiration dates, I can assure you that there's no expired foods. They're just about to be expired food. Especially if you talk about the restaurants, the life of the food inside the restaurant or inside the cafe is very small. It's about 5 to 12, maybe 20-hour window. And in this window, restaurants need to sell this food. And if they fail, they ought to throw it away. So I strongly encourage you to use this app. I think this is great, and obviously it goes into S tier. It is the best choice for traveling, I think, that anyone can make. I support it, I enjoy it, and I don't know, as I said, I can't stop talking about it, how great it is. It's actually my dream for Good to Go to come to my country because it doesn't exist in Ukraine and I don't even know what I need to do to bring it here. But I highly recommend checking before you go to a country if they have the Good to Go, because not all countries have it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that my advice was helpful and I hope that you will download at least some of these apps. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and write in the comments what are your go-to apps for traveling. And YouTube thinks that this video will be also very interesting for you, so I suggest you go check it out. Thank you so much for watching and see you next week.